Hey everybody, welcome back to Petrol Station. So this week we're actually doing something a little bit different. Just like we did with Texas Speed, we are getting a tour of something that is really cool, that's also local to the Austin area, that is truly going to appeal to the race car enthusiasts, especially with having an F1 track, literally, what, 3 miles?
Not even that.
Oh,
Not even that. Yeah, less than a
just
mile.
Literally, like I could probably throw a rock maybe
Their
over that
property
building and
is
hit
across
it.
the street.
So I'd like to introduce Mason right now. He is sales agent for COTA, or Garages of the Americas. And that's where we're at here right now. And he's going to give us a quick tour. So Mason, if you want to do a quick introduction, and then we'll get walking around.
Well, thanks for having me. This is the Garages of the Americas. You know, we were designed and specifically unique, being obviously directly across from the Circuit of the Americas property. We're right above turn 1 here, to be the spot for enthusiasts, whether it's, you know, car racing. A lot of our buyers are interested in car racing, but boats, RVs, make it your personal office. You know, this is designed to be the complex to take that space you've got in your house and just amplify it. And of course, being directly across the street from the Circuit of the Americas makes our location very, very unique. So much work has gone into the design of this complex, making it a place that people would want to use. It's not just your typical garage warehouse. It's not like the ones you see on 290 that have the little storefronts in them. This was very purpose-built to be places to use, whether you're a race car enthusiast, whether you know, into boats. We got a motorcycle guy coming into here. And as I show you around, I think a lot of this will make sense. We've got a 10,000 square foot owner's clubhouse right behind us now. That's going to have space that you can host places in, host events in. We're going to have a driving simulator room. You know, this was a place to really be used, separate from a retail storefront. And again, as we walk around, so much of this will become clear, but truly I think it's one of the most unique projects anywhere in the country. Definitely one of the ones in Austin area. And again, at our price point too, I think we pretty much are unbeatable.
And I can already tell you, I feel like I need one of these just to set up a studio in. So Wes, you're probably gonna need to take a pay cut.
Ugh, from what? The negative dollars? Can't take a pay cut
what's
from
a
zero.
cut from zero?
Negative? We're already in debt from lunch this morning.
Oh yeah, that's right. We already blew the budget on snacks.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Yeah, let's walk around and see what there is.
So this unit, we can combine it. The guy who needs a lot of space because they've got a significant car collection, we can combine units. So if you really do need more space. Now, this is 2 of our bigger units, a 30 by 50. So it's 2,250 square feet in total each. So doubled in this case. We can combine front to back, which I can show you an example of, or we can do like this guy is doing and combine side to side.
Nice.
Now, we can have side to side almost completely open. There is a support post we have to keep. Or we can close it down like this guy has chosen to do, to where you can separate them. You can have them open. That's actually the same door that's in our conference room.
Okay.
So you're here, you can host, you can separate these off. You can Airbnb out one, keep your cars in the other. Just again, offers so much more flexibility. This guy does not live in Texas, so plans on keeping a bunch of cars here and, you know, making this his like central US hub. It's very, very cool. Now, this building is very unique. This one and the one right behind it, building 6. Because we have no direct neighbor behind you, we did offer these guys to put windows in the back. These were very, very good units, and big congrats to all the buyers who got these.
I was like, yeah, primo real estate here.
And again, obviously walls are not closed up because we're still waiting on power to be switched on. We need that to be able to button things up. So still very much a construction zone, but you can start to see just how big these are. And I mean, each side of this is 2,250. This is a huge space. And they've got the space upstairs with it. So
offer a lot of customization for owners so they can really kind of
yeah. So we will not build out your unit. If you wanted to buy one of these and make it look like a Porsche dealership, or you wanted to turn pimp it out like a nightclub, as one of our buyers wants to do, that's not something that we will do. We will deliver it, you know, in a similar shape to a residential garage. It'll be all painted. As you can see, most of that's been done. Air conditioned, heated, cooled. It will be lit as well. And, you know, obviously the floors will be cleaned up and whatnot, but it will be delivered as concrete. That would be up to the buyer to finish it out.
Yeah.
We have no restrictions other than that the trades who are doing stuff, electrician, whatever, has to be licensed, but you can bring anybody you want to epoxy your floors or build walls or close in rooms. With certain exceptions though, you'll see it not in this unit, but other units are examples of it. If you know you want a bathroom downstairs and you buy your unit before we pour that slab, we can install all the plumbing for you. So it's there and ready to go. It saves you having to chip up concrete. Or example, I don't see any electrical options in this unit. Everything you see here is standard. But we've got quite a few, I could show you, that they wanted to put kitchen cabinets in the back, or tool benches, whatever. So we lifted up the electrical for them. We've added car chargers for a few people, you know, little miscellaneous things. You know, if it's anything that's inside of the wall, we can try to make that easy for you before we do it. But if it's in the concrete or inside the wall and you know where you want to place it, we can very easily do that for you.
Are there restrictions on like if someone wanted to get one of these and operate a business out of it?
So yes and no.
Okay.
It absolutely cannot be like a retail storefront type of business. So, you know, if you're, I don't know, you sell collectibles and you want to be customer facing, you can't be that here. We've got a lot of people that want to use these as a private office. Absolutely no problem. We've gotten certain exceptions for very, low volume, low customer traffic type of businesses that also don't directly compete. So we've got one detailer and PPF installer, for example, and that's it. We don't want this whole place to turn into that.
Right.
The one, he'll be the dedicated on site for this, and they are buying a unit. You know, mechanics, we do have Chris Taylor on site here, so we do not want all of these to turn into mechanic shops.
Right.
We did have somebody approach us that was, low volume. I sell 8 cars a year. I restore them myself. That we decided was acceptable because it's a by appointment only type of business. So it's all subject to the owner's board, but with certain restrictions, yes. But we can't have a kid's bounce house in here. It can't be HEB. But the thing is, though, those have happened in other complexes. Like, that's part of the learnings that Tim had when he put this together. So it's saving a lot of people a lot of trouble. So here's the best part, which I think, granted, when you start seeing all of this come together, I think a lot of the perks speak for themselves. I think this is the most underrated perk of our complex. So Chris Taylor Racing, Chris Taylor's family has had this property for like 50 something years, way before the F1 track across the street existed. Obviously that came in and, just exploded the opportunities and possibilities with it. We acquired this property from his family. Chris Taylor Racing Services is part of the deal for this. They're going to get buildings built just like this, a whole brand new shop.
Nice.
They are here on site. You don't even have to leave the property. You're just going to go out the gate. You're not even on FM 812. Perfect example of your Dubai buyer. He's got his track car in here. I got a new set of tires coming. I've got brake pads. I got whatever. On-site concierge, can you, coordinate getting them? Again, it's just driven over there. Like it's still on the property. Driven over there, get us new tires, mounted, balanced, whatever. Put the car back. Hey, I need a car service, pick me up from the airport because my car is here. Arrange all that, done deal. I've got a Walmart plus delivery of groceries coming in. Can you have it put away in my unit? All the things. Done. Everything is done before he ever gets here. After his track day, car's filthy, whatever. Hey, detailers are gonna come pick up my car. Can you help get them into my unit, get them the keys, etc. I'm gonna throw my race suit in the washer. Would you mind putting that away? We're not gonna say that that's necessarily included, but I bet if you tip a little bit, they might fold it and put it up for you. Like, all those things, this is absolutely seamless. So the buyer from Dubai who flew here, got in an Escalade that picked him up from the airport, dropped him off here, car's ready to go, drove his thing, parked it, leaves, comes back, car's ready to go again. Like, it's that easy. The car never left the property. Everything was coordinated by the concierge on site and by Chris Taylor Racing Services. Like, everything.
And that person sends one email,
easy.
makes one phone call.
Exactly.
Everything's done.
And you didn't have to coordinate any of it.
Yeah.
Like, that's what makes this so cool. And again, it's not leaving the property. No one's loading your car on a trailer. There's always risk of that, damage happening or wheel straps. Like, you just never know, especially with some of these wide, low race cars. But like, he's right here. There's so many really cool things from a usability perspective that really make this one unique that no other complex like this, at least that I'm aware of, anywhere in Texas offer. Because again, so much is on site here. The other complexes don't have concierge. They don't have a race shop on site. Of course you may want, your car to go to the Porsche dealership, but again, call concierge, got a trailer coming from Porsche, they're gonna come pick up my car. Like, done deal. It could not be easier. But let's walk down here. I wanna show you this one. The buildings have already been named, but I kid you not, the last buyer we got for one of these in phase 3, literally it was debating between 2 different buildings and he picked the one because of its name.
That's awesome.
So this one's very cool. We actually have a few people that are buying two front to back like this. Couple things. This buyer specifically wanted to be able to pull a toter home all the way through.
Okay.
So he liked this one because it's on the end. It'll give him a little bit of extra space. And there's no, like all the support posts, all the utilities, everything is within the walls, making this completely open. He's an example. We pre-plumbed a bathroom downstairs here for him.
Very cool.
So we framed that out as well. Our framers were running a little bit ahead. But I mean, this thing is huge. There's so much that you could do with it. And even just having a cross breeze is very nice. Yeah. Like,
so when is the first Ken Block, like Ginganyama style event where someone like blows through this and drifts around?
I mean, it would be pretty. We need a lot of permissions.
I was gonna say that's
we'll
a
like,
way to
hey,
get
owner,
the name
you don't
out
own
there.
it yet.
Yeah.
So if there's some skid marks,
they'll buff right out. It's
but
fine.
This is two of the big units combined. It's wild to see. But again, you can see all the support posts, everything's within the walls. So it is truly completely open. This is a good example of the size of the upstairs for a standard, if you imagine that wall.
Yeah.
As the back wall. But again, move-in ready. So like this will be our finished flooring, obviously cleaned up. But it's a Trex type flooring, commercial grade, and it's designed so you can tile over it. Nice. Should a few people have expressed that they wanted to tile a bathroom upstairs. So little things to make that possible. It's gonna come with these lights. Again, we can add outlets, whatever you want, because lots of guys planning on closing in, making bedrooms. You make offices. I saw one guy's render. It's a glass, so it's all open and keeps it. Anyways, there's so much you could do with it. A lot of people want to put kitchens up here.
I was like, I would put a kitchen and just a king size bed and studio style.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Because it's a huge space. It's 750 square feet up here. And that's the thing, when you hear that on paper, it seems small.
Yeah.
When you're up here, and then again, 10-foot floor ceiling at the lowest point.
Yeah.
Makes a big difference. And then too, if you wanted to close in, have some bedrooms so you had a place to stay, a lot of guys are talking about doing a 9-foot ceiling in the bedroom, but it's a drop ceiling, so you get storage up above. Like you could really maximize this if you truly wanted to use it for that. So this is the one that wants to pimp it out like a nightclub.
Yes.
This is cool.
This is sick.
Area to open up.
So
I know I love the little patio thing they've got going on over here.
So he specifically wanted that. This gentleman does not live in Austin. He plans on using this as his spot to keep his pretty sick car collection. But he literally asked our structural engineer, how many windows can I put in? And put all of them. Not joking. We put
all of them.
All of them. It's pretty cool. I actually went with him. So there's a complex like this in San Antonio. It's only about 40 units. Ours will be 180. But for for that one, there was one guy that literally like nightclubs. So like polished white floors. He had all the lights, all the sound system, whole thing. It was really cool. He's like, dude, this is sick. I got to make this wherever we get.
I mean, if I had tons of money and no wife.
He'll spend 250, 300,000 probably building it out. But it's going to be insane. It's going to be so unique. I'll show you one more. You asked about customizability. Yeah. You should see the plumbing in this guy's unit. It's 10 or 12 beds, and I think we plumbed for 3 or 4 bathrooms.
Oh, so he's planning on bringing the whole racing team.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He wants to put up the whole racing team, charge big money every night. And I mean, if you do the math on how many people you're putting up, you pay the taxes on this plus some for the whole year off a couple nice weekends.
Well,
for some big races.
And a unit like that too, like if you and your buddies are coming into town to go do a track weekend, like depending on the cost, if you all split it, and then you stay here next to the track, like it's got to be way more economical than going and buying or renting a hotel room for a couple of nights. And plus you're right here.
So this is obviously just the downstairs plumbing because that was what was in the slab, but we can do it all.
And then you still have room to put at least 2 cars.
He's got 2 cars. That's his plan. Pretty sweet. So yeah, half bath there, 2 full baths.
But yeah, if you were to rent this out, you and a bunch of buddies, and you can put 2 cars here, have a couple of cars out here.
Well, Mark Martin, my broker, he ran W2W.
Oh yeah.
When he would put his whole crew up, I mean, it'd be $1,000, $1,500 a night, depending on where it was.
At the Motel 2.5.
So phase 3, all I mean, it looks beautiful now with all the sunflowers, and a couple pieces of roofing and stuff that didn't make it. But that's going to be phase 3. So we're going to have an identical building mirroring this one just off of there.
This looks like Gerald the day after.
Utilities are already in place. Like, we're ready to go on these. We are just waiting for the finalized design of Rafa's building.
Okay.
And then we're going to start pouring slabs all at the same time.
Wait, Rafa's getting a whole building?
So we are going to be the site of a Rafa Racing Club. His club in Austin, his club in Houston's already open. Very, very cool, very exciting. And I know he's very excited to have this here in Austin. Still, you know, he's obviously going to have his program going on here.
Yeah.
There are going to be some benefits to owners of our complex. And then, you know, for example, he's sponsoring our driving simulator room in the clubhouse.
Okay.
So all those are going to be provided by him. There's going to be perks. I can't promise any of them yet, but it's all the things that have been talked about off the record are very, very cool. So some neat things are coming and should be announced soon. But yeah, the entirety of Building 7 is his.
Nice.
Everything you see here has been sold. It's all been spoken for. Deposits are down. You know, we're just waiting on construction, obviously, to close these. So we're getting really, really close. We're all sold through phase 2. Phase 2 is fairly small, but we're all sold through phase there. And we're almost halfway sold through phase 3 already. And I mean, it's just dirt. I don't even have anything to show you for it.
You've literally sold dirt.
We've sold a lot of dirt. I mean, it's pretty impressive how much the demand is. But I think it's, once you start seeing these in person and once you know, realize things like the ceiling height that really matters. The windows, it sounds so silly, but like having windows with natural light,
right?
You know, the fact that you can stay here and the opportunities that opens up, you know, the clubhouse, which is just going to be, I mean, when it opens, the place to host, to hang out. Like, if you're here for a track day weekend, you're not just going to want to go, you know, after your day, you get kicked out of the racetrack at 5 p.m. You're going to come back here and you're going to be in lawn chairs. Everyone's grabbing beers together and cook it up in here. And
I've done even just a beginner's learning day.
Yeah.
And by the time that I was done at the end of the day, like, I didn't want to drive all the way back home, and I live an hour away.
For real. Well, and then too, you could store your boat here, your RV here, even if you're just looking for a personal office or studio. This could suit that even if you don't have a race car. Plus you get the perks, plus you get the concierge, you know, plus Chris Taylor Racing Services on site, you know, and then the Rafa things that are going to be coming soon. There's just so many little perks to it that add up. Anyways, it doesn't super surprise me that we've had as much interest as we have, but it's very, very cool to see it coming together. It's been a long time coming. Tim's worked very, very hard on this for many, many years, despite some setbacks, cough, cough, COVID. And permitting and all those fun things, but we're getting very, very close. It's coming to fruition now, at least for the closings when our first guys get to move in. We just got to get power turned on. So I'll have you guys back when everything's a little bit cleaned up. It also rained a lot, and so there's a lot of mud around, you know, because as you can see, they were building that building there. We just haven't driveway yet.
No, it will be cool to see like one of these like fully operational, much like the Death Star.
Yep.
And like completely operating and working, like that'd be cool to come back and see again. And
so story goes, when Tim decided, you know what, I think we want to make this happen, literally got in his car, drove around the country, because complexes do exist like this around the country, and a way more have popped up post-COVID. But you know, some big ones in Michigan, in Florida, whatnot. We literally go camp at the front gate. One across from Road America in Wisconsin. We'll park at the front gate until someone come over here. You know, hi, can I help you? Yeah. Building one of these in Austin. Can I, you know, will you show me your unit? Will you tell me what you like, what you don't like? You know, what have been problems? The kids' bounce house daycare unit in Florida. They did not have specific, you know, use type. He bought a unit, never told them, but it was also not against any rules. But he's grandfathered. Like, again, anyways, it's a whole lawsuit. It's a whole, you know, thing. Because owners showed up and there was a huge line of minivans out on the street. They couldn't get in the complex because, again, it just wasn't designed for that. It's not hating on that. I have 2 kids. You know, just keeping the standards of the complex. And that's the same reason we don't want PPF shops. Same reason we don't allow dynos. You know, we just don't want this place to be overrun with things that make it annoying for other people to use. Most of these guys are using them for themselves, you know, for their own smaller business, that kind of stuff. That's absolutely allowable. But we want to keep the standard high. Conference room. Nice. Things are coming together. We're getting close. Again, it's one of those things we can't really button it up till we have power, but we're getting there. We're getting there.
Is this going to be available for like, I know like some places will do like where you can rent it out for corporate events.
So we've had lots of so owners, yes, absolutely. We've had a lot of discussion about non-owners who want to use the space, whether or not we're going to allow it. I know like wear and tear on furniture becomes a thing and all that. It's not final. It's been discussed, but as of right now, it's probably just going to be owners, you know, or business they're related to. But we'll see. very much obviously a work in progress, as you can see. But design is, this is hosting space. So we'll have a hanger style door that's going to go in there. We just have it out of the way so it doesn't get broken, make it easy for guys to come in and out. But just like what the conference room has, open that up. You can put a car in here for an event.
Nice.
We can also fill this with tables and make this a hosting space. And then you have everything a kitchen's going to have in here as well. So if you've got caterers, you got whatever, that can all be taken care of here. A couple jump offices, a concierge full-time is included with the HOA dues as an owner here.
Okay.
5 days a week, you need groceries delivered. You got a set of tires coming in. Can you help, Chris Taylor get my car and bring it over to get those mounted for you, all that. She's here on site. Like, she's here to make people's lives easier. Can you set up a car service? I'm flying in for the weekend, those kind of things. We've also got laundry room. We've got a locker room. Throw your race suit after your track day in here, get it clean before you go home. And then on the other side, completely separate.
Okay.
So we can have 2 different events going on at the same time. You'll see speakers throughout the whole ceilings. We're pre-wired for a bunch of AV stuff. You'd have 2 different events going at the same time. You can sync them up and have one big one. It's meant to be a hosting space. It's 10,000 square feet in total. Wow. Is the clubhouse. So how it is. Yeah. And Tim did little details like the brickwork, trying to make it feel like kind of an old building that's just been updated. And obviously, again, lots still to do, but it's going to be cool. Outside, we're going to have another outdoor kitchen. It's going to have a pizza oven, whole 9 yards. Upstairs, that balcony, that is the largest contiguous rotating pergola in the country. So we can section parts of it off. If you wanted to have if you're hosting, you want a bartender up in the corner for a cards and coffee kind of event, they can be in the shade. Everyone else can be open. Just lots of the little things are very, very cool. Our owners also have, obviously, men and women's restrooms. There's steam showers in there, whole 9 yards. Like, you could totally come out here, bring your car for a track day, and stay here for the whole weekend. Like, that was the design of it. I mean, we've seen, obviously these are generalized statements, but profiles of the buyers really are, you live here in Austin, but you just have a house because you live central or whatever. And you've got track car or cars plural, and you need space for them. You don't have it. You want a lift, but you can't fit one in your garage. And doing something like this is so much more cost effective than trying to buy land and build your own thing. This is amazing for it. A lot of our folks are self-employed as well. They plan on using this as their office if they live local. And probably half of our buyers don't live in Austin. They live either other parts of Texas, they live out of state. There's a gentleman right across from here that lives in Hawaii. They're going to use this as their main base to stay while they're here. Or central in the US, if you wanted to ship a race car out to wherever, it makes that very, very easy. You can stay here while you are here in Austin. We've got a couple guys that use this, they're sales type people, executives in their companies. They plan on using these as hosting spaces. They want to bring clients out, entertain, and just have something when Formula One's across the street, put your customers up here, have your after party, bring in catering, those kind of things. It's really, really nice for that. And they were just built to be used too. So it's built for an enthusiast. It's not just a hosting space.
But even as a hosting space, like, you can see the potential for, like, bigger organizations, bigger companies who do take customers out to COTA for F1 weekend.
Absolutely.
Like, hey, we want to rent this place so we can, like, come do meetings and presentations the day before and the day after, and then take them to a race on Sunday. And that tons of potential in these.
There's a buyer down in building 6. He's putting together weekend packages. He's a driving coach.
Nice.
He's going to bring you out here for a weekend. He's going to put you up in his unit. He's going to have his own driving simulator, although we're going to have some in here. He's going to have his own driving simulator. He's going to make it like a whole weekend experience. You can stay here directly across the street. He's going to give driver coaching sessions and all that also while he's here. Just everything can fall under this umbrella. Yeah. You can't live here, but the opportunity to stay here opens up so many different opportunities with it.
And I can see that this really being beneficial. Like, I can think of 3 or 4 people who are local who do have a pretty significant car collection, where they can come get one of these, and even if they're not track guys, like, they can still have this. I mean, these things are huge, even the small ones, to be able to put a lift in, to be able to have multiple different cars sitting over here, and just be able to come in, pick it up, take off, leave the daily in the garage, and drive off with whatever. This is amazing to see, and definitely cool to see it at the ground level that we're at right now, where obviously things still need to be finished, but just but also, like, And thanks for giving us a tour, because like just giving us the concept and everything that is being envisioned, like I mean, this paints a really good picture of like what these will be eventually, and I can't wait to come back until once everything is like done and see it a year from now when people have actually started moving in and we start seeing owners and teams start utilizing.
Hanging out in the clubhouse.
Oh yeah.
And like, no, it's gonna be really, really cool. Again, we're still waiting at this time to get power switched on. That's our big catalyst to get everything else buttoned up so we can start getting that done. But we're getting very, very close. I'll be very excited to see how this comes on. And we'll have y'all out again too. Once we have power switched on and we get these a little bit, then we'll start doing some real pushing on it. We can start host events. Because again, we have somewhere with air conditioning. Yeah. It is Texas, so.
All right, well, very cool. So again, make sure you look up COTA, or Garages of the Americas. I want to say thank you again to Mason for walking us around and giving us the tour here. As always, if you made it this far, please hit that like and subscribe button, and always hit that alert button too, so you get a ding every time that we post a new video week over week. As always, I'm Dennis.
I'm Wes.
And we'll see you next time.